What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Give me a one in the comments if you guys can hear me okay, and we'll get this kicked off. Today we'll talk about brand registry, kind of what to know about that, and going over some important things to know to make sure if you do want to start a brand, you're off to the right start, and as well as brand registry, what that looks like, and picking a brand name, which sometimes can be confusing and hang us all up. So there's some things to make sure you know there. That way you don't infringe on someone else's rights, get yourself into any type of legal pickle, things like that, as well as we'll go over the Q&A today. So we have quite a bit in the Q&A, so we'll try to uh, get through as much as possible here today. But let me just double check that everything's working okay. All right. Looks like we are live. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. All right, guys. So let's get into brand stuff here before we get into Q&A. So I'll go over as much as I possibly can, but today we're talking about branding our products. So what does that mean in Amazon sense? Essentially, we're doing this when we're private labeling products, which is what I specialize in and what I think is the best business model on Amazon FBA. Yes, I'm a little biased, but I've tried it all. I've tried wholesale, which is where you're reselling Nike shoes, essentially just being a middleman and taking a bit of profit. Maybe margins of 10%, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. You have like 40 competitors on your listing, things like that. We also have retail arbitrage. We go in the store and you hunt down deals. Same thing with online arbitrage. The issue there is margins are pretty small, and you can give yourself essentially another 9 to 5 job. That's a bit harder to scale. We're private label. We're looking at higher margins, potentially up to 30, 40%. Maybe a little lower at first if you get a smaller order quantity, but you can work to those margins. And essentially, we can build a brand with this. Now, it's cool because people think about building a brand, they get scared. They get a little like, I don't really care about building a brand, Cam. I just want to make some money on Amazon. Well, you can take this as little or as far as you want. It literally just to build a brand on Amazon, it could be you just picked a random name and threw it on your product. That's all you have to do. Okay. As long as you're not infringing on someone else's rights, which I'll show you what that involves here in a bit. But it can go as far as you building out a whole brand product line, eventually diversifying into Shopify or a website, eventually have social media pages. This is like, a typical timeline. You start Amazon like 2 to 3 years down the road, right? Cool thing about brands is, if you have some brand presence, you can have a customer list, launch multiple other products without, as much advertising. People trust your brand, so you can charge a little bit more. This protects you from Chinese competitors, everything like that. As well as I've known people who've exited the brands on Amazon, exited, I should say, up to $3 to $5 million, because that's what investors want. If you sell your Amazon store, they want to see a brand. They want to see brand voice, being centric, essentially a brand centric, having a whole product line, having customers who know your brand, things like that. Again, we're talking years down the road here to build that. But if we pick a good name and we set ourselves up, we have that option later. Doesn't mean we have to do it. We just have that option later. Okay. And as well, we can get brand registry on Amazon. So to get brand registry on Amazon, we need a trademark. But the cool thing is we just need a pending trademark, okay, to register on Amazon. Cool thing about brand registry, I think anybody who private labels should do this, because we don't want to list generically on Amazon. This sets us up for hijackers, makes things harder, doesn't give us optionality down the road. But if we get brand registry, we can have A+ content. I'll scroll down here, A+ content, which if I show you guys here, let's just go to Echo Buds down here. And we go down. This is A+ content. So we can have stuff like this on our website or our product listing that just boosts conversions. Sometimes we see a 3 to 5% increase with A+ content instead of just block description there. We have sponsored brand ads. So we can have, let's see here. Let's go back. Let's type in headphones. We could have brand. These are sponsored, brand sponsored as well. Right here, we can have video ads as well. I don't think this one doesn't have one. Let's go to lemon squeezer, my favorite example ever here. We go down another sponsored listing here for brands. To do regular PPC, this is regular PPC sponsored here. You don't need to be brand registered for that, but and then video ads right here you can have, so that improves that. And then Amazon storefront. So say we go back, let's go back to Zule is a pretty big one. Let's click into that. go to Zule Kitchen Store, you can have this right here. So essentially a branded website on Amazon that people can, shop more products if they like your brand, everything like that. Okay. As well as you get more help, transparency programs, so you can help counterfeiters get out. You can, in Project Zero, you can report counterfeiters, as well as counterfeit crime unit to help protect your listing. Plus there's 100 different other things. You get brand analytics, which is very helpful. You get better brand register support. So we all know support on Amazon isn't the best. So we can literally have a different support system here that is way more responsive and way more helpful. Okay. So this is what we're doing here. So you can get brand registered with a product within 7 days. Okay. So how we do this is the USPTO office. You can hire this out to get a trademark. Again, we just need that pending trademark number to apply brand registry on our Seller Central account, which is pretty straightforward. You can also just type this in on Google. So brand registry right here, pretty much the same page not Brandon Miller. We want brand registry. Same page I was on here. Nope, don't want to do that. And we just get started with brand registry, log into your account, and you can sign up there. Obviously you need a product listing. You need to have a photo of your product, things like that, with your brand name on it. Could be packaging, but pretty much the same process to get brand approved, everything like that. Now, a lot of people get hung up on their brand name. I just use like Namelix here. So namelix.com is the website I'm on. And say we have a pet product business. So pet product here. I like to use this on auto here. You can go into more details here, but essentially just kind of picking the style of your name you want. Randomness, I like to go medium here of how random it is based on what you're putting in. So pet product, health products for dog and cats, generate, let that do the work here. And we can see we have a ton of different ideas. Okay, so Meow, Glam Paw, Claws & Co. I kind of like Claws & Co. That's pretty cool. Hypervet. So say we have Claws & Co. here, and then we want to make sure this isn't taken. Okay, so this is where you can face some legal issues. We don't want to take anybody else's brand name or infringe. So we can do a simple search on Amazon, as well as search trademarks here in the USPTO office, search our trademark database, basic word mark search here, and then what was it? Paws & Co. Double check. I got that. Claws & Co. Yeah. Claws & Co. So nothing pops up here. That's good. I always like to do a couple variations. So space this out a little bit. Go down. Claw & Co. But it's dead right here. So it's a dead trademark. So you're good there. Now let's go back and let's put the word and in here. Again, just checking all the variations of it. Nothing here pops up, just the dead one still here. So this one's good to go. So that's what you're checking there to pick your brand name. Okay. And again, we want this so we can put our brand name on Amazon right here. So it doesn't say generic. Okay. So if it says generic, you're setting yourself up to get hijacked. You can't get A+ content later. Can't get in the Vine program, which can get up to 30 reviews. Can't have video ads. And it just kind of really limits yourself of everything there. So that's kind of the brand registry process. You guys got questions in that, put in the chat, but it's as simple as that, guys. Like, if you can set up an Amazon account, you can go through the brand registry process. It's just getting a trademark. Again, we could hire this out on Fiverr, a local lawyer. You could do it yourself, which I have full videos on YouTube of how to do it yourself. And it's pretty simple there. So it's about $250, I believe, to sign up. This is totally worth it to me to get in the Vine program, have A+ content, have the protection, have the edit support, have the edit analytics. So if you're doing private label, I strongly, strongly recommend this. And for any of my clients, I require this. Okay. So that is it on the brand side of things, guys. Again, if you got questions, put them in the chat. I'll try to get to them, but we have quite a bit of Q&A here. Of course, if you guys want first dibs on Q&A questions, Facebook group link is in the description below this video here. And you guys can apply to get in there, which it's free, of course. We've got a lot of resources here and, videos, cool things like that, right? Okay, let me take a sip here. Got a little dry mouth from yapping away. Okay, so Dave Peters asked, for brand owners, which campaign is best to start, sponsored products or sponsored brands? Sponsored products is where you should start, Dave. So exact phrase campaigns, even a little bit of auto is my suggestion. Sponsored should be a little later, in my opinion. But video ads, I think it should be your first sponsored product ad. Okay. Or sorry, sponsored brand ad, your video ad. So it should start with sponsored products and then for sponsored brands, video ad. Stephen Fu, thanks for the Q&A. You're welcome. If I'm selling to different marketplaces, for example, USA, Canada, UK, are the BSRs the same or different for each marketplace? BSRs are different in each marketplace because there's different amounts of products in each category depending on which marketplace you're in. Also, USA and Canada, I've noticed, have the FN SKUs, so in the BSR, both the same rank here. No, so BSR will be different in each marketplace. FN SKUs should be the same because that's just identifying your product. FN SKUs can be different though too, so it depends on how you set your international listing up, but sometimes you can get away with the same one here. Maybe I'd have to double check on FN SKUs actually. I know ASINs, if you do it right, should be the same. FN SKUs could be different. I'd have to look into that. I haven't. Yeah, that's a good question. But ASIN should be the same, but FN SKUs might be different. BSR definitely be different. Two, if I'm selling on multiple marketplaces, how does PPC work out? You do PPC in each different marketplace independently, or are they separate? Yes, they're separate. Richard Samu, what are the best cost-effective ways to drive outside traffic to your Amazon listing? So making YouTube shorts, making long-form YouTube videos, making TikToks, Instagram Reels. Those are the best and cheapest ways to drive traffic to your listing right now. Cameron James, Stephen Fu. Hi, Cameron. I've been trying to get my shop policy set up, namely the FAQ section. I've gone into your info and policies, started editing and saved it. Says they will show up within an hour, but the FAQ does not appear on any listings. I would hit up catalog team and support. Oscar Leon. I just realized Prime Day deadline was April 16th. You know, the deadline normally is for Black Friday, usually a month or two out. So just keep your eyes open on that. Just keep going into the Prime deal sections and seeing if it's available. Oscar Leon, is it true we'd reduce our FBA fees with brand referral program? You know how it works. So there is, I don't know if they're still doing this, but the brand, for new starting Amazon sellers, they did have some kickbacks for that. So let me see if I can find it. Amazon brand, let's see. Incentives. There we go. New seller incentives right here. So it's right here. If we type that into Google, you'll see all these. So 5% back on 1 million in branded sales, 120 days free storage. So look into that to see if you qualify. But yes, most will just auto qualify for this, but look into this for sure for any new owners. So I restarted my campaigns 4 times since started selling. The first time was okay. Second time got better. Third started getting even better, but sales started going down. Now the fourth time, I think I hit the sweet spot. My product is killing it, selling it 3 to 4 units a day. Congrats, Oscar, which is a huge deal for me. It's very stable now. Question is, I don't have to restart my campaigns anymore, at least for now, right? Yep. If they're doing great, keep them going. So you just kind of hacked your way into the system, and that's exactly how it usually works. Is eventually you just keep that momentum going, and you don't have to restart campaigns anymore. Oscar Leon, why do they have phrase option when targeting a negative keyword? It just means that any phrase essentially works like phrase matching. So if you put lemon squeezer in there as a phrase negative keyword, essentially it will do large lemon squeezer, extra large lemon squeezer, anything that fits that phrase category. I only use negative exact. I don't use negative phrase. Oscar Leon, if keyword on my exact campaign is performing crazily well, would it be smart to lower the bid or something so I don't have to pay for those sales anymore? Or in the first page organically? No, I like to keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling. I like to show up twice, PPC and organic. If they see your product twice, your click-through rate goes up higher. I like to keep it going. I know people like to save money there, but I like to keep it going regardless. Oscar Leon, I saw your YouTube video about coupons. Notice you still have them, even though you sell thousands. Mine was to boost sales beginning, but since it's performing so well, should I keep it? You can check its performance and pick attached. I like to keep coupons running, man. Again, anything to keep my conversion rate higher than competitors, just to stay up there. You can slowly raise your price. But again, I always leave a coupon on my pages. Dave Peters, how long does it normally take to get your first Vine review? It could take 2 to 4 weeks, Dave. Oscar, I'm already preparing for Black Cyber Monday, studying your must know and do list. Anything else you should know for these big days? No, the list is going to have more in there in the videos as well. Oscar, I don't think this will happen to me because I'm brand registered. My product can't be copied easily, but how do we know when we have a hijacker on our listing? Just go to Helium 10 and apply for the hijacker alerts. You'll get an email when you have one. Brandon McCarthy, hello Cam. Is it possible for me to patent a product even though there's a couple of different sellers on Amazon who have already been selling the product before me? I can get a design patent potentially if you're different. I would talk to an IP lawyer. That is definitely not my specialty, and I always refer to the lawyers there. But it's possible. Brandon McCarthy, can you make a video on how to set up your Amazon storefront? Potentially. I'll add that to my list. Mancam, hello Cameron. To wholesale on Amazon FBA as an international seller, do you need resale certificate and EIN? I'm not sure. I don't do wholesale. I haven't done wholesale in years. So you're not the right guy to talk to there. Dave Peters, posting your product on social media, is it just copying your link for any of your ASINs along with your product photo or product video ad, or is it deeper than that? You can go deeper than that with linking, but yeah, that's as simple as I like to make it anymore. You could do stuff like with why am I blanking on this? There's URL creators you can use to help boost certain keyword ranking, but it doesn't work as good as it used to. It doesn't mean you can't still make it work, but I just throw the ASIN up there and drive traffic. You can't do Amazon attribution. I would look into Amazon attribution where Amazon attribution. So I'd set it up with Amazon attribution. I don't know why I keep doing that. What are we doing here? No, stop it. Your non-Amazon campaigns measured. So set this up, and that way you can track your outside external traffic using Amazon there, which is a cool new program. Mike Golay, I have a question about brand registry. On the application, there's a question asking about who the manufacturer, me or someone else. The Amazon wants documentation if I'm not the manufacturer. Guess my question is, am I the manufacturer or is it my supplier? For brand approval, I put my brand for the manufacturer and that worked. I'm just wondering if it's the same thing. Yes. So if you're a private labeler and you're sourcing internationally, you are the manufacturer. The brand is the manufacturer. Oscar Leon, can you please explain to me what are the steps to write a provisional patent? Can I do it as I'm not a U.S. citizen? Do I need a lawyer? I would get a lawyer. I wouldn't do this myself personally, even as a U.S. citizen. So everybody, all my clients are getting this done through a lawyer. Or, there's, if you Google this, there's like, not trademark yet, but there's essentially law websites that make this very easy. You can look into, or you can go find an individual firm. Brandon McCarthy, let's say your inspection company found some defects in your product. Once they tell the manufacturer to fix the mistakes, does the inspection company have to come back and check everything else? No, they usually don't. You just get photos of the manufacturer fixing those. So no, you don't do this usually a second time unless the inspection was so bad, the report was so bad that you don't trust them and you need to redo the inspection, which sometimes is needed. Brandon, do you pay your freight forwarder 30, 70%, or does it have to be paid in full for them to ship your goods? It depends on the freight forwarder. Sometimes it's all up front right away. Sometimes it's split 50-50. Sometimes it's 100% after. So just talk to your freight forwarder. At first, if they don't know you, first time working, they might require a little bit more up front. All right. Brandon, or Prometheus Black, what a name. Can you please explain the Vine program very briefly? Thank you. So the Vine program, if you're brand registered, you can apply to your product to get in there. And they have a Vine, essentially group of reviewers that get your product for free and will leave reviews. So you can do up to 30 of these. If you're over 30 reviews, you cannot apply, so apply early. Stephen Fu, I'm setting up my brand story for brand registry. I'm added the minimum 3 modules and try to apply it to all ASINs. Amazon says I'm unable to apply it to 2 of them as they are not my ASINs. Product isn't OA or RA, but my custom product. Have you come across this before? I haven't come across this before myself, but it sounds like you need to message support and potentially give them a letter of affiliation to prove that those ASINs are yours. Mancam, hello Cameron. To wholesale on Amazon, do you need to resell Again, not the best person to ask. Hello, Cameron. Do you need to register a second Amazon seller account if you want to separate private label products of my own brand wholesale products? Shall I find someone like my wife to start the second account or speak to Amazon about opening a second account? Um, in that situation, you might start a second account. Definitely get permission from Amazon to have best practices. Um, you could do the same account, but for that, I'd probably separate it. Dave Peters, to get friends to buy your product, should I let them search as normal? Yes, search as normal on Amazon and tell them to take their time. Because Amazon will literally track the time it takes for them to get to search to get to the second page to find your product. This happens within 5 seconds. They know something's fishy. So tell them to browse around a little bit. But yeah, that helps with your ranking quite a bit if done properly. Brandon McCarthy, where do I get shipment ID to track my shipment after creating a shipping plan? So either through your freight forwarder or whoever's shipping the product. Dave Peters, how can I have my address on Amazon so my buyers won't see? You can get a suite number, like a business suite number somewhere. Dave Peters, how often would you recommend to optimize listings? Beginning maybe every 2 to 4 weeks. Definitely look at your reviews, look at any return reasons, and look at your click-through rate. On business reports. If you do that, you'll kind of have some data to like, okay, I need to do some work here. Perry Cambo, will Amazon collect and remit sales tax in all 50 states, or are there states we have to file ourselves? Yes, there's states you have to file yourselves, but for most states, Amazon takes care of this. Just search Seller Central, Amazon, sales tax states, and they'll give you a list of who they capture for. TaxJar is the application I use for filling out the rest. Dave Peters, have you used ManyChat before? I have. I have, and it, depending on what you use it for, it can be very complicated, or it could be very easy. Oscar, here's my update. Optimized my listing for a month now and can't seem to get ACoS. The lowest I've got is 41%. Check picks. Yeah, you're still a new product. How many reviews do you have? I mean, 41%. I know you've been only selling for a month or two. That's pretty damn good, man. Just keep working at it. If I get traffic outside of my Amazon to my listing, how does that help my ranking? Amazon loves outside traffic. They reward you for this because you're driving customers to their site. I mean, they are not purchasing through my keywords, but the link, how does it work? So regardless, if they say you don't have any keyword optimization in your link, you just have your ASIN link, meaning your generic link, you just copy and pasted it over. You still get BSR ranking. So any keywords you're indexing on and you send traffic to there and they buy, you're getting a general broad boost on all your keywords. So that's how it works. Fred, Cameron, thank you for answering my questions and doing this for all of us. You're welcome. I'm finalizing my product listing. I have a total of 110 relevant products. 110 relevant keywords. I've used around 30 most relevant in the title, bullets, description, and phrase form. Did not keyword stuff. The rest of the single words scatter my listing search term. I have 2 questions, please. Drinking bubbly water, guys, so I got the burps. 1, will Amazon algorithm recognize the keyword phrases that these single words make an index for them? Yes, but they're not as strong of indexing, but it doesn't matter if we get sales for them. Yep, so your example is correct. 2, can I run PPC campaigns for these keywords that Amazon make them as a phrase for the single words? Yeah, just put the whole phrase in there. Yes, you can. And I recommend it if they're keywords that are keyword phrases that you think will do well. Oscar, how do you find influence to promote your product? By searching, man. I get an Excel list. I go through all the platforms. I put all their links in there. And then I contact them multiple times. So yeah, so get on TikTok, get on YouTube, get on Instagram, and you're going to have to reach out to a lot. It's a quantity game because they get so many inquiries that you are going to have to cut through the noise there. Mancam, do you have any videos how to add wholesale products? No. Dave Peters, how can I source video reviews to post my listing? So you just got to get lucky and have people do videos. So you've got any friends and family that do it, ask them to do videos. So it's got to be manual there. Hey, Cameron, firstly, I'm in the process of soaking it all in. Due to being new to FBA, I've got my product. I have several quotes now. My conundrum is I've asked for DAP, DDP quotes as well to include freight cost and piece price. I've been asked what my ship to is, of course, to Amazon, but where do I locate my final Amazon ship to address? So you don't get the final, this is Amy Stasser. You don't get the final ship to address until you make your shipping plan. This requires you to make your product listing. I use FTW one Amazon address. You can see that in my search history. I use this address. It's in Dallas. It's in the middle of the country, so I usually get a pretty accurate quote using that. And then whatever I ship to, it's within 10% usually. Hi, so this is Pete Paran. So I have an existing business, Zero Gap Barber Beauty Salon LLC. Can I use the same LLC and EIN to create my Seller Central account? You can, but if this is a separate business, different products than what you're doing in this LLC, I'd get a separate LLC to keep accounting clean. When you get an e-commerce business and you get bigger, it becomes more complicated with inventory, things like that, write-offs. So I like to keep things clean there. Oscar, can I know if the majority of my customers are women or men from Seller Central? Is there a way to track that? To my knowledge, no, but I could be wrong. All right, guys, let's hit up the chat here. Okay. Give me a second. All right. Okay, so we have Con, what's going on? Gerardo. Not sure what your question is there. Saif, hi Cameron. I was watching your hour-long tutorial, then decided to see if there was something on your page about branding and found you were live. What a great surprise. That is a great surprise. Almost like it's meant to be, right? EM, does Amazon offer business loans? They do, but you got to be selling because they use that to base it off. You can also look into PayPal loans. You can look into a 0% APR credit card as well. So yes. Romaine Hudson, let's say I'm ranked high organically. Do I still run a PPC or try other routes? I still run PPC if I'm ranked organically because, again, I love showing up twice there. I think the click-through rate benefits are extreme, and the more relevant you are anyways, the cheaper you're getting clicks are regardless. So Gerardo, I have Payoneer account for individual Amazon seller. I need to change it when I have my LLC account. Payoneer should work, but yeah, use whatever you have to there. But yeah, guys, great live. Again, if you guys need to get in the Q&A, the Facebook group there, the link's down below, as well as some other resources. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and we'll keep trying to pick topics. Again, guys, if you get in the Facebook group, you can recommend topics for me to cover on this live too overall, which is helpful for me and as well to make sure that I'm doing relevant topics. So, all right, guys, that's it. I feel very, I feel like I talked very fast there, but we had so many questions. I wanted to get through them all. So hopefully you guys understood and this was helpful for you guys. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe.